All right, everybody, welcome back. This is the SilmFilm Project Script Discussion, Season 2, Episode 3. It's been a rough night. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I think we're going to actually make it through this one, and it will be awesome. Really quick, I'd like to thank Vanaran Green Eyes, I think it is, for her comments last time a couple of weeks ago. And so I made sure that I put a link in the comment section below if you're watching this on YouTube Live, so that you can pop in here if you like. So, in the meantime, we got a big episode. We have the great debate that we have to go over, and firstly, and this is something that we've been really kind of trying to focus on the past few sessions. Who's our point of view character in the main story? Because obviously our point of view characters, and we know who our point of view characters in the frame are going to be, but in the main storyline, that's not quite so obvious. So, I'd like to see if we can try to establish that first, because that'll help things start to unfold.
I think that we've already used all three of the ambassadors as our main characters, except possibly Ingli.
Yeah.
So probably it should be somebody who's been waiting back at Koyavanen. I'm not sure who precisely we care about enough to make the central part of the episode, but possibly Muriel.
I would say that if we were going to do that, she would have to be the one that that would be our protagonist character, if we were to avoid using our ambassadors for that.
I mean, it's not like we have to avoid it. It's not a bad thing. I just thought it might be time to pick somebody else.
Hey, look who we have. I'm going to make sure that I have the comment section up. Because I know Alex can't be up on camera. Thank you for joining us, Alex. We had a few trials and tribulations. Hopefully, hopefully we'll have something going. You notice I've had a slight change of scenery.
Yes, I did notice that.
There's no TV down here, so therefore no streaming. So, you know, it should be awesome. You know, everybody gets to see how my house works now, but, you know.
Yeah.
As you can see, I have central air, which is great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And PVC piping. Yep.
Yep. That's how everything works. Anyway,
all underground kingdoms need good PVC piping. I mean, yes. I'm sure the elves would agree.
For a good amount of time in my early 20s, I lived in a basement and had a full beard. And all of my friends were over 6 feet tall, and I'm not. So I got the appellation of a dwarvish midget. So yeah, dwarvish giant, the other way around. Anyway, Alex asked the question. So where are we at? And we're basically trying to work out our protagonist character right now. We actually just started about 6 minutes ago. So welcome aboard. You're right on time.
What are the benefits of having Muriel as a protagonist versus one of the ambassadors? Do we have a pros and cons list worked out? I'm not caught up on the forums yet.
Well, we haven't. Nobody's really looked at that specific issue, to be honest. Personally, I feel like our focus could easily be on Finway and Elway. We definitely need to introduce Olway and what's his face? Somebody help me out. Nandor guy.
Oh, Lenway.
Lenway. We need to introduce these two guys a lot more prominently here. We may have shown them in the background. They may have been involved in discussions, but now we need to know who they are.
Lenway certainly needs to have a voice in this episode and in the next one.
Yeah.
At no point does Lenway need to be a central character, though.
I agree. No, absolutely.
He needs to be our point of view guy for this episode.
Okay.
But I do agree he needs a voice.
Yeah. So when we look at our main character, I mean, obviously there's an attraction to making Muriel the central character of this episode because she's a woman, and we haven't done that in a while. You know. I
don't think that's a sufficient reason to choose her.
I agree. I'm just saying that that's definitely something to kind of take into consideration.
She also has just kind of a weird story. I mean, is that a better reason to choose her? She kind of does have an interesting, life trajectory, death trajectory.
Yeah.
We're not inventing her.
She is going to be dead in a few episodes, so
it's true. I kind of want people to be glad that she dies.
Well, there's
I don't know how a few episodes.
Yeah.
But we should get to know her before we kill her off. So
right.
I think that is I think it is valid to say that her interesting storyline is a reason to focus on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my question. Do we have enough for Muriel to do / say in this episode to give us meat? Because obviously anytime that we separate from the debates, if we're following her, we need to follow her. So, and obviously we can't just have one long debate scene. I mean, we can, but we shouldn't.
I don't want to. I think that the beginning part of the episode should be the ambassadors being home and everyone's reaction to that. Mm-hmm. So, you want to introduce Alway. Alway should be meeting his brother Elway after being separated for a long time, and they should talk. Not about being mad at each other or should we stay or should we go, but just they should have a here's what's happened while you've been gone conversation.
Yeah.
A family kind of conversation.
Yeah.
His dog's running over my head.
And Finway and Muriel should have a similar discussion, and I don't know who Ingwe is going to talk to, but his is going to be boring because everyone agrees with him.
Yeah, well, there's that.
But the reunion part in the beginning of the episode shouldn't be like debate part 1. It should just be the preliminary that shows the trajectories that are going towards the debate.
Do we want to illustrate, as per some of the discussions we've had on the forums, do we want to illustrate that Finway's fears that Muriel wouldn't follow him were not founded? Do we want to make sure that she will go with him? And that the tapestry thing is not needed. That there was no interference. There was no damage done to the timeline by Virae.
Right. I'm comfortable, I think, with where things ended up on the fate spectrum. Fate versus free will. Mm-hmm. I don't think we went overkill with Virae manipulating Finway.
Well, I want to leave it an open question as to whether or not she manipulated him at all. That's kind of my hope here.
Right, which, if you want to leave it an open question, I don't think we did that. So if you're trying to create...
Did we lose you? If we're trying to create...
If we're trying to create doubt or suspicion on the part of the viewers, we should maybe emphasize... I need to see my door. Just a minute.
Okay. So anyway... all right. we can answer that a little bit further down the road. Basically, we kind of need to work out what our beats are going to be. Okay.
Yeah.
So, for example, Ale storming out of the debate can be a beat. For example, there at that point there could be some indication that the whole thing's going to break down.
Ominous music and all that.
Yeah. Alex asks if we've discussed an Avari protagonist, and whoever it is should reverse their position by the end, but carry on about Ale. Well, I'm actually thinking of Ale being a... Alex has been fantastic at helping keeping us organized, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
Alex is our safe grace.
So, what I'm thinking about Ale is Ale storming out, Ale having a little soliloquy speech thing. It's not a soliloquy, but you know what I mean. And storming out could easily be a something that breaks the act, so that we can move into a separate discussion. As an example, if somebody is an Avari, they change their position, then they're either not an Avari, or they didn't start out. They started out thinking they should go to Valinor. So, Alex, are you suggesting that somebody is won over to the Avari position over the course of the episode? I'm just want to make sure. I mean, I think we know that we can have, for the Avari positions. Okay, it would add legitimacy to that side. Okay, it would be interesting to see maybe somebody that we saw with Finway earlier, as step into the forefront as the Noldor Avari representative.
Now,
and that might be one. Go on.
Now, keep in mind that we had an Avari character in episode 2 who was apparently hitting on Muriel while Finway was gone, which I wasn't in the discussion, so I don't know what the motivation behind that was, but that seemed to happen.
Well, she's pretty.
She's a very pretty girl. Why not? Yeah. But
well,
the point is,
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you very, very much why. Is that there is to create doubt that
it was to show that Muriel's waiting for him.
Well, yes, eventually, yes, but the initial interaction there was to suggest that maybe Finway's fears are founded, that he has reason to be concerned.
She might not choose him.
Right.
Right. I get all that. The point is, that guy's still there.
Yes.
Just because Finway came back doesn't make him poof disappear. So, if you're looking for a source of conflict,
from the 50s, my boyfriend's back or something.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The father of the inventor of the sword.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna go that far. What I meant was the Noldor Avari spokesman might already exist if we're using Morway for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We can have other Avari characters with other motivations other than you stole my girlfriend, so wah, I hate you guys. Because that's a little petty.
Yes. Well, I think I still believe that the Noldor. I feel like the Noldor and the Teleri have different reasons for not wanting to go to Valinor. I feel like the Teleri the Avari who are from the Teleri are like, that this place is awesome. Why would we want to leave? You know, which I think is which I think yeah. What about Miss Frame Avari, the execs want in the story? That could be that person, by the way. I'm just saying that would be if that would be the Teleri Avari